ULTI.TV.
Welcome to the commentary of the red versus yellow match. Red lost their first game to black. I think they were pretty disappointed about that. Yellow, probably sort of fresh and newer team as it were, may not quite have all the reading skills that red will have, but definitely have people in there that want the disc and are willing to bid for anything. So that's their strengths that they should be playing to. Sean obviously handling. And yellow on the left of screen going to play defense, so they're pulling the disc to red, who are offense on the right of screen. Generally speaking, we've seen on this field that the right of screen has been the scoring end. That's a nice pull by Sean. Caught in bounds by Ben. Bit of a juke there by Drew. Going up. That's going to go long. Baddock's on that. Marty's quite tall. Could get a hand in. Doesn't quite. Needs to get the mark on quickly. Bron's making a good go of that mark on Danny there. Wants that and gets the juke out. And so the first score to red, and they'll be happy about that.
All right. We've got two teams here today who are both pretty hungry for a win. I think it'll be the first win of the day for them. I think you've got to side with red at the moment. They've just look like they've got a little depth, although they have lost Sam Kay on. Let's see if yellow can work some magic, though. We all know Sean Lace loves to be an underdog, so maybe that'll work in his favour. Marty funking some very red Explorer socks. He's got speed. Look at him go. He wants it, but looks like Sean Lace's whole screen back. Yellow definitely looking like they're sort of struggling to cut. Lots of down the line work, lots of Jody to Sean. Dennis coming around for the swing there was helpful. John, big call for a vertical stack. They're a bit messy around the field there. Jody punches in a nice penetrating one to Dennis. Bit cold. Oh, Dennis just pops it right in.
Sean with a lovely pull, reminiscent of the Joel pulls he's thrown in the previous match, except his pulls are just slightly landing out where Joel's weren't. That's okay though. Disc in. Drew does an inside-out break straight away to no one in particular. Yellow picks up the disc. Jody's got that in the hand. Puts it off to Sean. Sean's looking downwind. Claire's always a safe handler, so shouldn't be anything thrown away here. Just Tad needs to read it a bit better, but Bronny reads it perfectly. We've got Michaela all over her, putting hands up high, putting a lot of pressure on. She has to dump now. Back to Claire. Claire's looking for people options. Dennis is coming a bit. We're too slow there. He really did slow down on that one. I think on replay he'll sort of rue himself that he did that. Ben able to come through for an easy D at the end there. Baddock's walking up to disc, wants to take control of this match for red. We really want their first win. They're hungry for it, as are yellow, as my co-commentator John said. Got Jimmy with the disc at the moment, Jimmy Connor, number 6. And he wants to put it long. Bron maxed it, probably should have caught it. I really do prefer to see defensive players catching the disc when they have the opportunity to do that.
Those beautiful bird noises you're hearing in the background are Phil Shields working on his bird calls. We've got yellow on offense. Nice, bad drop there. Red's looking to set up quick. Drew's running in for that. The beard is in play. Jumps at the honey dump. Off to Ben Foley with a big swing. Can he reel another flick in? He's been a little all over the place today. Baddock's with a big fake. Fakes out Marty and then easy score to Jimmy.
going up. Force is going to be away for red on this one. That's a rather low one, but it'll still make a fair bit of distance, not quite as much as they'd like it. Sean lets it uncharacteristically drop in front of him. Dishy off to Claire and then back again, the old 1-2. Got a good cut down the middle there. Faking all over the place, but Drew's not going to bite on any of that. He just knows where he wants that disc. Claire does a nice call quickly, knowing that Drew was on that mark. That's a beautiful flick into the end zone. That will score to the European import Yerka. Good work.
Lovely big pull from Sean Lace there. This one looks like it might stay in. Yeah, it's lovely. That's a float. Could probably go a little deeper, but you know, we'll take what we can get. Baddocks working the head fake, trying to get Marty off his case. Gets a big gainer, the honey pass. Oh, and again to Diana. Lovely stuff. No one's in the end zone there. Tim Davis is walking, and Danielle, the only person who's still able to run apparently, gets the score.
Red up, 3-2 at the moment, so it's anyone's game at the moment. That's going to be a roll outside, so obviously planned for that one. They'll force to that side, I'm guessing, although looking at Drew's body language after that, he didn't look very happy about that. Maybe not quite the distance he wanted on that, so it only went out midway, but still they've got a good opportunity to put a strong sideline force on here. Jody with the disc. That's a nice cut under by Bronny, led under by Michaela. Really like to see this team stop those unders. Tad's there now. Baddocks should put on a strong mark here. He should be able to get the turn if he plays his cards right, but gets a fairly... They've lost about 10 metres on those swings, but the swing's coming over. Now they've got people free. Marty with a bit of a sideways flick dump back to Sean. Tad's always free. He wants it, but they don't want to have a bar of him at the moment. Baddocks is poaching off Tad, knowing Yellow's play with Tad, although if he doesn't get too free, there's going to be a score here. And there is, and so they even it up 3-all, I think.
All right, another nice pull there from Sean. Caught by Drew, moving it nice and quickly to his wife. Over to Baddocks, who's looking up the field. Just like Dennis has marked him a little too early. Pops a little cheeky backhand over to Danielle Stringer. Oh, Foley on the side. Doesn't like the backhand too much, prefers a flick. Oh, big old huck up to Danielle Stringer. She's on fire.
Baddocks with a pull, and look, if Red can string a few more goals like that to Danny, then they'll be doing very well this match. Pull makes it to the front of the end zone line that they want to score in. They're putting on a zone, so they're changing it up. I think that's a good idea. Change is as good as a holiday, they always say. It's no different in Ultimate Frisbee, I think. So the European import, Yerka, managed to just get one over Drew, and Drew's hamstring's playing up now. He might have done something there in that one. That doesn't look promising for Red at all. This might be Yellow's chance to break back into the match if Drew's out of it. Claire's got the disc and still looking at that zone. Sean brings them around beautifully, mucking it up. Back to Dennis. He'll look long. It's a bit of an inside out. Don't really like the flight of that disc at all. Baddocks with safe hand opts to catch that as a D, which I always love to see as opposed to macking it. Drew still a bit tender on his run, not as fast as he would have been. Is that going to affect his throws? I don't know. Can Alsalate, I'd really love to look at that. She put her heart and soul on that line. Sean brings it straight back into play, back to Claire. Claire holding onto it at the moment.
All right, we're getting some good movement here. I love the fast run into play by Sean earlier. Really keeping up the intensity. Struggling to get off this sort of handling position here, and Drew's just snuck in for an early D. Really good at just intercepting the play and knowing what's going to happen next. Just comes with experience, I guess. Not slowed down by that injury. Oh, Sean Lace can't quite get in front of Tim Davis for that one.
Tim puts his hand up, asking Yellow if we can throw it to them, and they say yes. Tim making sure he's behind the line, which is really good to see. Very fair players are Tim. Bit of miscommunication there at the Yellow's end as who's going to receive that. So Claire lets it drop. Picks it up, no problems in the end, swings it across through Sean to Jody. That's really nice to Marty there from Jody as well. Swings across to Claire. Comes in for that one. Sean wants the hammer across field. Gets it off. Gonna shine safe hands. Sean wants it back. That's an easy hammer back. Bit high. Still safe though. The old 1-2 here. Sean's fast legs really working well for this Yellow team. Substitute Danielle Stringer, number legs 11 for Red, their secret weapon so far. So don't count her out of the play either at the moment. She could get a big D or even a score if Red play their cards right. So these big hammer swings may or may not cost Yellow in the end. There's no breeze here on these Flinders fields. They're immaculate fields as usual. Claire's feeling a bit missed, puts her hands on her hips that she's being missed out on the swing. Jody gets it across to Claire. Now we've got a more classical orthodox swing action happening. Plenty of room there. If Yerka keeps in that backfield, he'll get a hammer from Sean, no worries. He wants that, I think. He's looking for it. Tim's in now. Yerka's working towards the defensive players as opposed to away from them. I'd like to see him go into the space. There he is. He's in space now down the sideline. I don't know whether Dyer's a Red defensive player on the side is putting the handlers off at the moment, thinking she might be on the field. But Yerka is very free in that back end zone. Sean wants it back. He wants to give it to Yerka. I'm sure he does. And that's what we've been talking about all this point. There it is. Yellow comes back.
We're back. That was some great offense by Yellow just earlier. Just nice, calmly putting it in. Happy to dump and swing. Let's see what Red do in return. Got Tim Davis with the disc now. He's been moving really well today. Quite a fit young man. Played for under 23s last year and has really been lifting his game. That's a big old huck by Drood off to Elsa, who just claims that.
Score 6-4 to Red. The ladies on the Red team doing an excellent job to keep the whole team ahead as they are. Alice has put in a few good bids and come up with some scores, as is Danny. Swing play. Drew is a bit more ginger on his feet at the moment with that. The swing will go back. Drew's definitely looking like he's favouring his other good leg. Going straight through the middle. Tim should have that, and he does. Brings it back down. That's just the experience that he's had through playing Worlds recently. Red will probably score off of this opportunity, I suspect. There goes the big 1-2 Tim. Can't get his hands to that. Didn't quite read it. Had himself wrong-footed as well.
So Sean picking up the disc. This is a scene we've seen before. Red have set up their zone. Still running with it. Looking a little sloppy at the moment. They seem to be getting through that middle quite easily. Need to tighten up, really. Everyone's getting a little tired, though. This is third game in. Oh, cheeky little flick. Strip cold, I think. Uncontested strip. Yerka's going to tap it in. Nice little floater off to Jody. Jody, cheeky swing over to Sean there. Yerker has gone straight for the back line. Really wants another touch of that disc. Sean's looking hungry. Throws a pretty floaty hammer to Dennis off in the far side. That zone is really clamping down. Sean's doing his classic up the line work. Oh, and a hell of a blade to Yerker, who does well to catch that.
So yellow with the disc, throwing it up to red. Drew's got the disc in his hands safely, off to Michaela, off to Ben Foley, quick hands. Baddocks wants it deep, but Sean's got the legs to stay with him, then looks him off knowing that the disc isn't going to happen. Baddocks is going to go again. Sean's all over that, knows he wants it. Outside in, that's beautiful throw by Dye. Lovely work. Baddocks gets the disc that he wanted.
As you can see off to our right, there's quite a collection of galahs causing a right fuss and yeah, messing up the audio for us. Just Baddocks goes the rolling pull. I like it. It's gotten some great ground off that. Just slips it past Yerker. Well done, Baddocks. I like your style. Well, they're saying Yerker touched it. They had to take it from the back. They're really putting that pressure on. They want that Callahan. Oh, they've got it out. Almost out of danger here. Tim's still managing to run somehow, despite looking very tired. I think he's definitely done more Ks than anyone else in his team. Yerker is streaming long, probably a little out of place. No one's looking at him. Baddocks is marking him under by a good 300 metres. Oh, and now he's in trouble. Oh, Tad just manages to get it off. Quite low for the tall Yerker. Passes it off to Jody. He's looking around, going to swing it around to Sean. Back to Yerker, really getting involved in this game. Sean, after a big call for unders, Matty Hurd fills that role. He's looking around. Baddocks is really putting good pressure on that mark. Yerker again. I'd love to see some percentage stats on this man. Oh, Sean with the head fake. Oh, and Ben Foley gets in. Foul call possibly, Strip. Pig call by the sounds of it. So some confusion about the rules there. Should have been a turnover by the sounds of it, but ended up going back. And stole. Balance is returned. Who's going to pick this up? The foul. Foul passes it over to Michaela, who gives it back to him quickly. Lines up for a big backhand and settles for Tim Davis halfway down the field. Tim with a big old swing. Massive gains to Jimmy. Jimmy's winding that flick up. We all saw that coming. Beautifully to Elsa for a lovely score.
Ben Foley with the pull. Pulls an extra metre across the line. I'd like to see that stopped in SA Ultimate fully. And that lands out. So there'll probably be a brick call on that. John Lace brings it to the brick mark, marked by Andy Baddocks. Inside out great throw to Marty. Looking upfield. Gets it to Yerker. Wearing cleats. I love to see cleats on Yerker. And there's a one up high to D Shine. for an easy score. Beautiful stuff. Score to yellow. Now score is 8-7. Red up. 8-6. Sorry. Red up by 2.
Just putting up a pull. Probably float on that one. Plenty of time to get down. Put some pressure on that first and second throw. Good defense on. Oh. And the hammer goes a little wayward. Works out to their favour. Some interesting decisions in the draw for yellow. Jody picking Martin Tonkin second, who has caused a bit of a stir. Probably left her a little bit lacking in depth. Her defences, she's made up for it with great girls, which I don't think you can deny. Oh, and a cheeky one over to that very Martin Tonkin.
Score first. Like tennis, just so we know. Okay. But we keep forgetting tennis.
Andy Baddock's calling his line to make sure that they can gain some momentum back from this yellow team, who are down by 3 and now down by 1, have scored the last couple of points and are back in this game. So Red need to keep their wits and minds with them so that they don't lose control of this game too quickly. Yellow, conversely, obviously really want to start putting it back, and that lands on the line, so that will go back to where it was thrown. Definitely landed back, definitely landed on the line from my viewpoint.
Yeah, but if it hit the line though, step out. If it touched the line,
Sean with the disc after a bit of discussion there about where it touched the line or not. Claire all alone, so has time in abundance to throw it off to Jody and then to Dennis Shine for an easy.
We're back in after quite a long time out. Both teams discussing their options and what they can do to get ahead. It's a tight game, stuck at 8-all at the moment. It's the snowman, as Mike affectionately refers to it as. Maddox with the hammer fake, dumps it back to Foley, who manages to gain some ground on the swing to Drew. Oh, and Alsa with the honey pass for the score.
Just going up, Ben Foley with the throw. That's probably going to float out, I'm guessing, from this angle. Yes, it does. Brick is the call. Jody will take it. Jody at the brick mark with the disc. Looking for that under from Bronwyn, takes the easy catch. Matt Hurd wants that under, gets looked off. Jody with an up the line cut from the handler position. That's nice, but I think Drew will have that fairly easily, even with his gummy leg. So Drew's still looking ginger. Talk about gingers. Love that. Drew with a beautiful pass to Jimmy, grabs it out in front of him, stops the European import's hands from getting to it. He wants it back again. Now Jody has it. Bit too far out front of Bronwyn's hands and reach. Tad with a difficult task of marking. Drew puts it quite long, maybe a turnover.
All right, cutting from a vert stack. Sean with the disc. Matty Hurd. Good last round pickup, I feel. It's a good runner. Yerka for the whole distance. Oh, catches it on the line. And an easy throw to Tad. Good work. Good calm under pressure, Yerka.
Score is 9-all. Yellow pulling from the left hand off screen. I think so. That one lands outside. Drew calls a brick. Drew brings it back into play, tapping with Tad. Yerka still trying to put his body everywhere. Bron may or may not get that. Elsa gets the score. Nice work. Puts Red ahead by 1.
Well, we're back after a timeout. As you can see, Sam Kaon's back on the field after faking an injury and having a little siesta. I don't know how that'll affect the game, whether it means they'll win by more or they'll lose. I'm sure we'll soon find out. Sean Lace picking up the disc. Surveying the field, chucks a fake in there, and then the big old flick to Jody. Kill-saw connection. Oh, look at Matthew Hurd working hard. He has burnt Drew. And a stole count. Fantastically. Tim Davis has the disc. Looking downfield. Nice to Baddock. Sean Lace right in there. Probably could use some undercuts. There's a lot of stationary receivers. Ben Foley slots in nicely. Tim Davis to Drew, to Diana, to Drew. Off to bleary-eyed Sam, who pops it into Tim Davis.
(11-9). Sammy with the pull this time. Red up by 2. Yellow on the comeback trail, wanting desperately to prove that they can win this game. Fiercely contended game. Sean looking for a long option from Dennis, who's covered by 2. Matt going long, looked off. Jody going to Tad. Drew will be all over this, I suspect. Almost gets that D. Sean trying to direct his team. They're very static upfield. Can't do much with that. Dennis on the swing to Bronwyn. Not there. Tad going to the break side. Don't know if he'll look for that one though. Nice cut there by Jody. Well, nothing's coming upfield, so the hands might as well cut everywhere. Dennis just didn't really read that off. Yeah.
Go, Red, cutting, go. Nice, Jimmy.
We have Jimmy looking long. Bron might be. Yes. Nice work, Bron.
Strong day now, strong day.
Sean bringing the disc back in. Baddock's making use of a very close, aggressive mark tactic style. Throws it off to Bron. Baddock's is in there. Face marking should be fairly easy for Bron to get it off to him. Does so easily. Jody with a nice grab there. Dennis making up for that previous error of his. That's high, that's way too high. Sean may or may not be able to get that. Dennis be ruining himself again for that throw. Should have been better and more accurate. Then he picks up the disc, goes way across. Elsa lays out again for another great score, giving the red team an extra point or 2. Maybe hurt in the process.
We're back in. It's still quite a tight game, 12-9. Red's way. We've got 75 minutes down on the clock. Everyone's looking a little weary. And Yerk has gone long. Dennis has put it. And Jimmy gets the D. Oh, seems to have got another calf cramp. Ben's picked up the disc here. Nice flick over to Tim Davis, who's winding up. No long option that he liked the look of, but he's instead gone to turf it. Sean Lace picks it up. Jody's gone for the up the line. Oh, Diana almost gets a hand in on that one. Jody winds up for the big old flick, but it's an easy D for Drew. Drew off to Sam Kayon. Good to have him back. He winds up for a big old flick to Baddix. Massive gainer. And he's looking at Diana. But Jody's made the cut. Goes the safe option off to Drew. Swings it round to Tim. Tim in his favourite up the line cut. Oh, and threads it through Martin's outstretched arm to Sam Kayon. Brings it to 13-9.
This going up, pulled by Sammy Kayon. Sean elects to let that one drop. Off to Claire and back to Sean, I suspect. And Claire's holding up in the middle. No one on her. Gets that one off the ground. Nice work, Yerka. Brushes himself off. Has the time to do that. Manages to get one. Worm burner there. Off to Dennis. Back to Sean. Yerka's making his presence felt in this point, that's for certain. Sean up the line. Sean wants something somewhere, doesn't get that one. Still count up to 9. Marty gets it. Sean gets it back for the score. Pull his team closer to the red team.
All right, Sean Lace putting his hand up, ready to whack this pull into the end zone. Not quite. And that's a pretty rubbish pull. Looks like we're running the Drew Ben combo here. Drew sticks a nice one out to Elsa. Oh, she's looking at Danny. Chucks it off to Sam in the end. Oh, he puts a big one up for Lady D. Alright, big nice pull there to Sean. Really not as floaty as you'd like. Taking him a while to get down there. Red team are down to 1 sub. Pick Cole by the sound of it. Alright, tap back in. Apparently Pick didn't affect the play. Dumped off to Jody. Who chucks it forward to Maddie Hurd. Off to Yerka with a unique flick. Jody, Sean's going to have to come back. And who's coming around for the swing? There's Marty in the middle. Sean's coming back around for the up the line pass. And he's looking in that end zone. Marty looks free, but Drew's just clogged up that lane nicely. Just wait till this. Oh, Yerka has done a brilliant job catching that.
Sean Lace with the pull. As the Good bit of pull from Sean Lace, doing well lately. Caught on the line by Sammy, thrown off to Die. Alsa has a touch in there as well, as does Jimmy on the sideline. Full field pass, Baddox has to come in and attack that disc, making it only come to the middle, otherwise Sean would have had that. Guy's got the disc. Sean playing a couple of marks on different people. And there's a turn that happens. Sean's looking long for Yurko. That's not going to come off because Timmy's on him. Tad might have that if he really wanted to stay on his feet, but he doesn't. Went to ground way too early. Sammy with the disc brings it up to the line. On the mark is Dennis Shine. Doesn't really offer much of a mark there. Jimmy may lay to that, I think, and he'll get that. It's a beautiful grab by Jimmy, match-winning grab, possibly even. Not that it probably means a lot at this stage because Red are up by quite a bit. Tim gets the next disc, moved on to Die. That's a very low disc, but also putting a trademark layout catch for the score. Very outstanding there. Good work.
Big pull up from Sam Kaon, going for the roller. Doesn't roll far. Be taken care of off to Sean. Dennis in the middle. Yerka's hanging back deep as usual. Dennis with a nice little move to the side there, beats Sam Kaon. Background. Oh, nice low one to Jody. Oh, bad drop. Very slowly walking back to this disc. Sam with the big fake turnaround flick all the way to Jimmy. It's looking good. Oh, Matty gets huge. Jumps twice as high to get that. Sean Lace with Tim Davis on the mark. Tad cuts under. Chucks it straight back to him. Big old flick huck to Jody. She going to read it? Oh! Unfortunate. Sun right in the eyes, I think, on that one. Ready going for a horror stack. Straight to Baddox. He flicks it over to Tim Davis. A little cheeky popped one over to Danielle Stringer. Danielle's looking around for the dump. Chucks it off to Drew. Drew fakes and then another fake. Does the honey dump. Oh, Danielle can't quite get the upper line, gets boxed out nicely. Tim Davis with a big flick on the line. And there's no one cutting to that corner. Drew's looking frustrated. He's going to have to dump. Drew's calling for a vert stack setup to clean it up a little bit. Tim Davis with big hands getting that one. Sean Lace ready for the high release, but he comes around with a flick to Drew for the score. And Tad's looking a little sore after that. Perfect.